Ever felt like trading is a battle? Well, that's because it literally is. And the most intense fighting isn't happening on some trading floor. It's happening right between your own ears. So, what's really going on in that battleground inside our heads? So why is that? Why does trying to make calm, rational financial decisions so often feel like a high-stakes psychological war? Well, it turns out our brains are hardwired for a completely different kind of fight.
The heart of this conflict really comes down to two competing systems in our brain, an idea made famous by the Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. The best way to think about it is like having two different pilots in your head, and they're both trying to grab the controls at the same time.
On one side, you've got your survival brain. It runs purely on instinct and emotion. And on the other side, you've got your thinking brain, which is slow, methodical, and logical. And in the world of trading, man, these two are just constantly duking it out.
First up is our survival brain, or System 1. This is our ancient, hardwired protector. It is incredibly fast, completely automatic. It evolved to make us instantly jump away from a snake in the grass before our conscious mind even knows it's a snake. It cares about one thing, and one thing only: immediate survival, not your 5-year portfolio growth plan.
And then there's our thinking brain, or System 2. This is our modern, rational CEO. It's the part of you that can analyze spreadsheets, build a trading strategy, and think about the future. The only problem, it's slow. It takes real, conscious effort to fire this guy up.
And that right there is where all the trouble begins. When the markets get volatile and you see all that red on the screen, your ancient survival brain doesn't see data, it sees a saber-toothed tiger. And it stages a full-on coup, something neuroscientists call an amygdala hijack, and it takes complete control.
Now here's the wild part. Scientists have actually seen this happen in brain scans. Losing money lights up the exact same parts of our brain that fire up when we face physical pain or a life-threatening danger. So to your brain, a market crash isn't just numbers on a screen. It feels like you're actually under attack.
And this isn't just some vague feeling. No, it's measurable. Research from MIT's neuroeconomics lab showed that during periods of high market volatility, the function of our prefrontal cortex, our rational thinking brain, plummets by up to 40%. Think about that. Fear literally makes us less intelligent, right when we need to be at our sharpest. So let's walk through what happens during that hijack. First, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, hits the panic button. This floods your body with the stress hormone cortisol, which immediately starts shutting down your logical brain. Then, another chemical, norepinephrine, kicks in, causing this intense tunnel vision where all you can focus on is the threat, that dropping price. And what does that lead to? You guessed it. Classic mistakes like panic selling or holding on to a losing trade just to avoid the pain of admitting you're wrong.
But look, fear is only half the story. On the flip side of that coin, you've got the equally dangerous trap of greed. A winning streak feels amazing, but that feeling can be just as hazardous by sending your brain's powerful reward system into overdrive.
When you're on a roll, your brain's reward center starts pumping out dopamine. That's the same feel-good chemical that gets released from things like great food, falling in love, or even addictive drugs. It creates this rush, this euphoria, and a powerful craving to get another hit by placing just one more trade.
And it's not just dopamine. We're talking about a full-on chemical cocktail. Your testosterone levels can actually rise, making you feel overconfident and seek out more risk. And at the exact same time, your stress hormone, cortisol, gets suppressed, which makes you less cautious and basically blind to the danger staring you right in the face.
This neurochemical high leads directly to some of the absolute worst behaviors in investing. We're talking overtrading, chasing trends because of FOMO, the fear of missing out, ignoring your own safety nets like stop losses, and taking on way too much leverage. On a mass scale, this is the exact psychology that inflates those huge asset bubbles, like the dot-com bubble or the housing crisis.
So, if our brains are so easily hijacked by fear and greed, how does anyone succeed? Well, professional traders don't magically eliminate these emotions. That's impossible. Instead, they build systems to manage them and to keep their thinking brain firmly in the driver's seat.
Warren Buffett's famous quote just perfectly captures this professional mindset. It's all about creating a systematic, counter-emotional approach. It's about using your logical brain to act rationally when everyone else's survival brain is panicking.
So how do you actually do that? It's really about building a defense for your thinking brain. It starts with a solid trading plan that defines your goals. From there, you set non-negotiable rules and limits. Using a simple checklist before every single trade forces a logical pause.
A trading journal helps you spot your own emotional patterns. And hey, even just limiting screen time can prevent you from getting hypnotized by every little price tick.
And let's get even more concrete. A stop-loss order is your ultimate safety net. It takes the emotional decision to sell out of your hands. Focus on the quality of trades, not the quantity. And try this. Practice pre-mortem thinking. Ask yourself, how could this trade fail? It's a fantastic way to counter overconfidence. And it is absolutely crucial to take mandatory breaks, especially after a string of wins, to let that dopamine high wear off.
Which brings us to the final question. After seeing how our brains are wired, you really have to ask, is the biggest risk you face really out there in the market's charts and volatility? Or is it the ancient, impulsive survival machine sitting right inside your own skull? The answer to that? Well, that changes everything.